Hello my lovely Scrubber Squad, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to another video by yours truly, Lungile Gamede, lady of the Scrubber Squad. So my lovely Scrubber Squad, I know it has been a while since our last time for the Twisted 20s. Well, luckily for us, in today's video it is time for the Twisted 20s. Well, with that being said, please stay tuned. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to be part of the Scribers. Now, let's find out what your girl has been twisted up now.
Yeah, bitch, I said what I said. I'd rather be famous instead. I let all that get to my head. I don't care, I paint the town red. Bitch, I said what I said. I'd rather be famous instead. I let all that get to my head. I don't care, I paint the town red.
So my lovely Scrubber Squad, even though I'm still 22, I honestly love being in my 20s, and it has been nothing but a beautiful mess. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Well, for me, my lovely Scrubber Squad, being 21 was the age where it was mostly beautiful and obviously messy. Although the journey officially began at the age of 20, but all the work in progress was done at the age of 21. So with that being said, welcome to Time for the Twisted 20s, being 21. So my lovely Scrubber Squad, I know that each age means something different for everybody, but honestly for me, being 21 meant me coming out of my cocoon. Well, you understand why I said coming out of my own cocoon. But honestly, being 21 meant me coming out of my shell, coming out of my bubble, the bubble where I felt like was holding me back, bubble that and cocoon that was not making me happy about myself. So it meant me growing, not just growing physically and by your age, but also growing mentally, spiritually, physically, and emotionally. And also it meant me taking the necessary steps to actually do the growth, do all the work that I needed to do for myself. Like I said, being 21 for me was also helping me come out of my cocoon, meaning that I was also taking the chance and being able to make decisions on my own and actually follow through with my decisions, and also feel confident in the decisions that I would make, because I used to rely on most people to make decisions for me about my own life. And being 21 meant for me to stop that cycle and start making decisions for myself and start taking control of my own life instead of letting somebody else do it for me. And I realized that I don't like things to be done for me. I like to do it myself, because I feel like when somebody does it for you, you just get the result and you're not part of the journey, you're not part of the decision making, you're not even like voicing out your own voice. So that's what it meant. So that is what it meant for me to be 21. Voicing out, standing strong, and following my path that I feel like I have a calling towards to, working on my goals, working on my career, working on every single aspect that has to do with this girl. So being 21 meant a lot. I'm eating the story time snacks before I even get to the story time. So honestly, during that time, my lovely Scrubber Squad, I had a lot of experiences that really taught me a lot about myself. What I learned about myself that time is that I realized that I had a lot of problem areas in my life that I wasn't happy about, and that really was affecting me. It was affecting my confidence, it was affecting my mindset, it was affecting my lifestyle choices. So I learned that about myself, that you know what, you can actually break yourself free from these cycles that you're not happy with. And what I learned about myself is that I am able to make a decision on my own and stick through it. And what I learned about myself is that I am able to recognize my problem areas and I am able to take the initiative to fix my problem areas, even if it means like doing self-work. I am doing the self-work and I'm making sure that I am following through it. And that's what I learned, is that I actually know how to do certain things. I actually have that drive, and I have that thing, man, to do what I need to do. Although it's just that since I wasn't in that age, I wasn't still confident, I wasn't still putting myself out there, I wasn't still the person I needed to be yet. So that's what I learned, that this is the time to do what is right. This is the time to learn things about yourself. This is the time for you to experience. This is the time for you to grow. This is the time for you to emerge in different things in life. So I learned a lot about myself. I learned about my growth, my self-growth journey. I learned about my weaknesses and strengths. I learned about past situations that have affected me, and I learned that how it affected me and made me react and think, and it made me learn more about me, because it helped me to do the self-introspection and look within myself and find myself in what I need to do that makes me happy, that makes me thrive. So that is what I learned about myself at that time, at that age, and Forever 21 only. Forever 21. There was a lot of mess going on with this girl. There was a lot of messy situations. I was an emotional mess. I was a mental mess. I was a relationship mess. Everything was just a mess. But honestly, what was messy for me, and being messy, I just mean what was not good about being 21. And that is for me that there were a lot of changes that were happening, and some of them, I had to take it day by day, and some messiness was just emotionally draining, and it would really take a toll on me. So those would be those kind of messy days where, let's say, I'm also pushing content and pushing content for the channel and pushing my followers and everything, and pushing to my goals. Sometimes I'll have days where it will be like I wouldn't be okay, so I'd be feeling some type of way. I wouldn't be feeling confident in myself. I'll be feeling just a bit lost, and just like a bit of I'd also feel sympathetic towards myself, meaning like I would look like feeling down and be like, okay, why isn't this happening for me? Look at my age mates, this is what's happening to them, and they're only just 20 and I'm 21. So what's happening in my life? What's going on? So yeah, that was one of the messy days, and that is something I had to learn to navigate, and to navigate around, and not be feeling and not be feeding into that kind of thought and kind of energy. With that being said, this is what I have to say to you, scribers. What? And what was messy for me also about being 21, my lovely scriber squad, is that I was just broke. And I was trying to go through school and finish my course and whatnot. Also, I'm also trying to find a job at the same time. So that was also like something messy. It's something messy to juggle, because you're looking at this, I'm looking at that, and sometimes as I'm looking at both these things, it does come overwhelming to me. And it's not only just those two things that I'm also focusing on. I'm also focusing on building a channel. I'm also focusing on building a brand. So that was quite messy sometimes, because like trying to figure it out is messy, and trying also not only just those things, but also figuring it out, like the problem areas in myself. It was very messy. I had to do the uncomfortable work. I had to go through the uncomfortable emotions, uncomfortable talks with myself, and the uncomfortable situations that I'll be facing, and I had to go through it. I had to go through the mess, and I had to clean it up also, so that it can be beautiful. it was mostly the outcome and the process of actually doing the self-work, because you get to learn more about yourself, you get to be more self-aware about your surroundings, your emotions, your problem areas. And that was really beautiful to me, because I always just believed in just living and just like suppressing emotions, or just not dealing with them, or just misdirecting them. So when I actually took the time to actually do all the work and also be part of that process, be present in that process of becoming something beautiful, like it was a beautiful experience, and it was a beautiful scene to be watching, because anytime I was fixing a problem area in my life, it made me happy, it made me feel better about certain situations, and it made me be a better person than I was before. Not that I'm saying I'm better than people, no, I am better than who I was before. That's what I mean. So that was what is beautiful about being 21 for me, for me. I love questions like this when it's all about mindset, mentality, spirituality, and all these things, because you get to see how and what a person is thinking and what is going through their minds. So my mindset at 21, for a couple of months, it wasn't so good, and it was just me reprogramming my mind, like how I think, how I react to certain situations, and what like are my opinions and my own decisions, and my own decisions about what has to do with me and my life and where I'm going. So my mindset at 21 was mostly refocusing, start afresh, let's do in the work, let's build bit by bit, let us be open to receiving, and let us be open to learning, and be open to forgiving and understanding. So that was where my mindset was at 21. I was at that point where, with whatever thing that I was focusing on or experiencing or going through, my mindset was think positive, try to think positive, see the silver lining, see where all of this is coming from, try to figure it out. How does this make you feel? How does this impact you? How does, you know? And when I found something that, okay, I suffer from self-doubt, okay, what is the root issue of your self-doubt? So that was my mentality, and at the age of 21 is beginning to do the work, find what it needs to be done, do the work, you know, be open to anything, be open to new positive experiences, be open to negative experiences as well, because they're gonna also teach you something. And that was my mindset, building, reprogramming, focusing, uplifting, and healing problem areas and whatever that was going on in my life. So that was my mindset at 21. Honestly, I don't think I have a specific list of experiences that helped me grow. I just feel like everything that I experience is something for me to grow and learn from. Although my childhood experiences also helped me grow part of this journey of being 21, because I would realize that there were certain childhood issues that were still hurting me and they were affecting me, and at that age it was a time for me to actually heal from that, a time for me to realize the lessons behind all of those experiences that happened in my childhood, also in my teenagehood, that, you know, I went through, where I felt like there were times where I felt like I didn't deserve to be treated that way. But instead of looking at it at a pity party, like, oh, I didn't deserve this, I deserve this and this and this, no, actually sit down and find out why that happened, what was the lesson behind that. So those kind of experiences for me, those are the experiences that helped me grow. And certain experiences that I also went through helped like me grow from my friendship wise, like from friendships, romantic relationships, and family bonds. So all those kind of experiences helped me grow, because certain experiences like in my friendships, they made me something about myself and the other people and people in my inner circle. So those kind of experiences help me and realize what kind of friendships am I looking for, what kind of friendships am I in, what am I benefiting from my friendships. Same thing as for romantic relationships and familyhoodship. So yeah, there was a lot of experiences. If I could say per se what experiences really helped me grow when I was 21. So just to be not a person to say, oh, a lot of experiences and whatnot, I can just give you a specific experience that I went through that helped me to grow. I remember there was a time where there was a decision that had been made, let's just say based on a cause or something about my life, and the people who had made that decision, they thought it was a good decision. And I'm not saying that their decision wasn't like a bad decision, but I'm just saying like a decision was made and it felt like I was expected to just go along with it, follow through with it, whether you're happy or not. And honestly, I didn't like feeling that way, feeling like somebody is taking over my life, somebody is just making decisions for me, you see. So with that happening, that helped me to go and realize I have strength in my own voice and I do have the right to make my own decisions, and it is the time for me to make my own decisions and learn to be independent and confident in whatever I do, because whatever I do, not somebody's gonna be doing what they need to do and do something for me as well. So it can't be like I'm doing this for you but I'm also doing this for you, so that is an experience that helped me to grow, to make my own decisions, and to live my life the way Lungile decided. Okay, since we're gonna be talking about relationships and friendships in this one, honestly, I don't want people from like my ex-friends or my ex-romantic partners to feel offense to this, because honestly, it's not like I'm coming for you. Honestly, what I'm saying here is just expression. I don't have any negative emotions towards you, unless certain people, if we've had a certain altercation, then definitely I do. But other than that, I really don't. Friendship circle compared to now is really not the same. But back then, it was a whole different type of story than it is now. And I realized a lot about myself. I learned about value in a friendship, like who or what you must value in a friendship, and who were my real friends and who were just friends for an experience. And honestly, for my friendships, I really also learned a lot about myself. Like I learned that I could be a people pleaser, and like I'm always looking to please somebody, I'm always putting somebody's happiness before my own, or just like secretly being a friend and then somebody is secretly competing with you, like certain things like that. And then I'd learned that what kind of situations like this that I'm facing or going through, I'm really choosing to exclude myself. Not that I hate that person or have any negative emotions towards them, but I am just going to exclude myself out of their life, wish them all the best, and there's really no hate. It was just a learning experience, and now I have learned that I have stories to tell for the scribers. So why hate? Why be grudgy? So yeah, and what I learned from my friendship is that it takes two to make a friendship work. When you're in a friendship, so it takes two to make a friendship work. Just like in a relationship, it takes two to make a relationship work. So I learned a lot from my friendships. I learned about competition, secret competition. I learned about like pleasing or bending over backwards or being like doormats to certain friends, or just begging and just feeling undervalued. So I learned to regain and learn about value and about myself, and value about myself in the friendship, and valuing a friendship, and also learning that the kind of people that you keep around you also have an impact in your life. Because now there's certain friends that are not in my life anymore, and I'm honestly doing great, and the habits that I've learned from them that were impacting me are actually helping me now break free from them, and there's a change in my life, there's a change in my flow. So that is what I learned from them. And how are they now? Well, with my ex-friends, I'm not mostly in contact with my ex-friends, but if I were to have a conversation with them, it would really be not a train smash. I'd still be a friendly person. I wouldn't be a person who has anger or anything. We can still talk, we can still be kiki and whatnot, but it doesn't mean that you can be part of my life. No. So yeah, that's how it is now, and that is what I learned. And then from romantic relationships, I learned a lot from romantic relationships. And like, honestly guys, before I turned 21, I was literally a stinking doormat. I was a doormat in friendships, I was a doormat at home, I was a doormat in relationships. So in romantic relationships, I learned also about my value, what I bring to the table, what I also have to offer, and what I'm willing to be and accept in a relationship, sort of like treatments, because I was also not treated like the way I deserve to be treated, but also it wasn't their fault. I would also create that space where like people could just treat me however they wanted to treat me, and I felt like a beggar. I was the chaser, not the chasee, and it was just, I learned a lot. I also learned about my insecurities and trust issues, because trust me, I do have them, and I feel like we all have them. But also learning from that also helped me to fix those kind of things, so that when I enter a new relationship, I don't enter with baggage from the past relationship. So that's what I learned about my romantic relationships, is that self-worth, self-love, receive, give and receive, and forgive. Also learning about forgiveness, because there were situations that I had experienced that I felt like I didn't deserve, but honestly, since it has happened, now I have learned my lesson, and for that it made me and helped me to be more emotional intelligent. In contact with any of my exes, not even one. So romantic relationships, I'm never in contact with people. I do not feel like there's a need for me to be in contact with them, and I don't feel like there's a need for me to be like in contact with each other. So that is not that. I don't do that, and yeah, I feel like it's better for me that way, and I love it that way, because some exes are just stalkers. They just want to be following up your profile, just checking out what you're doing, and some of them just wants to disturb their peace. Like, I'm in a new relationship now, so why bring somebody from the past in something new? So yeah, that's what I learned about friendships and my romantic relationships. And family relationship also, I learned a lot about my sisters. We were growing closer and closer, and we just like building a bond. It is not the most perfect bond, but we're still building a bond. So with the relationship with my sisters, it just keeps growing. I'm learning things about them, they're learning things about me. We go through experiences together, and you know what, my sisters are my friends, so couldn't have it any other way. So yeah, that's it on relationships. What time is it? Looks like we still have time. We still have time for the twist 20. And with that being said, how about a mini story time for you, my Lungile Gamede squad, about my last day as a 21-year-old. And I have some popcorn for the story time. So let's get into it. Yeah, squad. My last day as a 21-year-old began just like any other day. So that day I had planned that I am going to be running errands for my birthday, and literally my errand list was just something short. It wasn't really a lot, so yeah, it was mostly an errand day. But I had one big errand that I really had to run that day. So a little backstory, you scribers know this movie named 16 Wishes. If you don't, it is about this girl Abby. It is her 16th birthday, and she gets to live out her 16 wishes on her birthday. So I also did something similar to that for my 21st. So I kind of had my 21's wish list. But now, unfortunately, since my phone broke, my wish list was gone. And there was only one thing, literally out of all those wishes that I made, there was literally one wish that I really remembered, and I was determined to grant that wish. So in the morning of my last day being a 21-year-old, I woke up and I was planning on shooting a birthday vlog, but then I realized that since I'm not gonna be doing much for this upcoming birthday, why shoot a birthday vlog? So I didn't shoot a birthday vlog. Instead, I did a birthday story time. Yeah, I did a birthday story time instead. So on that day, I woke up, got dressed, got my money ready, and got my transportation ready because I had to do this wish thing first. My first wish, my first and last wish as a 21-year-old, I had to do it. So I woke up, got ready, and the funny thing, like this entire thing, I planned it by myself, and it was a decision that I made by myself that I said I'm gonna stick through and I'm gonna get it done. And honestly, to also get it done meant a lot to me. It meant something for me. So I didn't tell anybody. The only person who knew was actually my boyfriend, because he was also helping me like choose or whatnot, but he was the only person who knew. My sisters didn't know, my parents didn't need to know, they just had to see. So nobody knew about it. So yeah, I woke up, got ready, and went there. And I feel like my lovely Scubber Squad, I know you have already seen it multiple times on my channel, and if you could watch my before channels, you'd notice that there's a difference here. And what I actually went to get, what was my actual wish, was that when I'm 21, I will get my first tattoo. And I got my first tattoo on my last day as a 21-year-old. I know you've seen it, but yeah, I got myself this 21 butterfly tattoo on the last day of being 21. And the inspiration, I got this inspiration from this picture on Pinterest where I was just like randomly searching tattoos that I like, just searching random tattoos that I liked, and just seeing that if I were to get a tattoo, what I would like to get. And then I ran into this inspo. I thought instead of the letter B, how about do it 21 to symbolize 21 as the chapter that I've been awaiting for, and as like I got this tattoo when I was 21. So you know, so everything can just align. And then the butterfly, I chose it because, like I've said, I was coming out of my cocoon. That's why I chose the butterfly, because it was time for me to spread my wings, time for me to fly, time for me to be my true self, time for me to blossom, spread those wings and fly and soar. So that is the reason for this. That is the reason for this. And yeah, I went there, my boyfriend accompanied me, I got it done, and then afterwards I left and we went to buy like cake, and just I bought myself this other wine, and I literally drank that wine, and it took me I think 3 days, 2 or 3 days to finish because it was bitter. It wasn't my kind of wine. But yeah, and then I went to buy cake, went to buy wine, and literally when I got back, because after I had done my tattoo and bought my errands, we went back to his home, and then from then I literally disappeared for 2 weeks from home. Not a good decision, but yeah. So then I was chilling for the rest of the day. I was drinking wine and I was so drunk, and I couldn't even believe in myself that wow, you actually went through this, you actually got this done. Because what, you would have been a person who's like, no, you know what, let me ask this one to see if this is a good decision, let me find out if this is a good decision and is it okay and whatnot. I actually made that decision for myself, by myself, and I went through it, and I was so happy about the results that I actually went and did it, and I actually made a decision for myself, which gave me that confidence that, you know what, this is official, this tattoo is an official symbol that from this age you kicked off such a journey, you did work in such a journey, and it also symbolizes a reminder for me for my bad days when I'm like, I'm not okay. When I look at it, it reminds me what you've been through, what you've been working past, what you've been doing the work in to go through and pass through all of that. So it's like a secret kind of motivational, personal motivational tattoo. So yeah, that is how I spent my last day as a 21-year-old with a new tattoo, my first ever. I don't think you can see it here, but it seems like time is no longer on our side because my phone is starting to overheat, meaning that we have to wrap up this time for the Twisted 20s. But now I'm going to share with you my top 3 fave and top 3 lame moments of being 21. My first top fave moment of being 21 was actually able to fall in love again, because I feel like I had gone through an experience previously and it wasn't the best, and not only just that experience, just a lot of experiences, and actually finding someone to fall in love again, because I had doubted that I'd ever fall in love again. And yeah, that was my top fave moment, that I actually fell in love again, and somebody fell in love with me. So that is my top fave moment. My second top fave moment of being 21 is, of course, getting my tattoo. Getting the tattoo was one of my top fave moments of being 21, because it really symbolized something for me. It really symbolized something different about me, and it symbolizes a positive message to uplift me in my moments where I don't feel like uplifted or anything. So yeah, getting my tattoo is my second top fave moment of being 21. Now my third and last top fave moment of being 21 is actually the day after my birthday. You know, the day after my birthday, on the 15th of June, I got so drunk on this bottle that I was drinking. And I remember that morning I woke up and I was like, you know what, this is my bottle for my 21st, so let's drink it today. Like, we're finishing it today, we're drinking this bottle today. And at first I was drinking it alone, and then after like maybe 2 or 3 glasses I was like, you know what is better than drinking alone than drinking with someone who knows interest to drink with you. So I left the house and I went to my neighbor, and we got drunk on that bottle. We got day drunk, and it was amazing. It was a very funny day for me, honestly. The things that I did, it was just weird. But yeah, that is my top 3 favorite moments. Falling in love again, getting my tattoo, and so drunk on the next day of my birthday. Moments really, my lame moments of being 21 was when my phone broke. That wasn't even a lame moment. That was the most depressing time of my life. My phone broke down on me, and that was so lame, because no content, no posting, no pictures, no music. There's no way people can contact me, and it felt like I'm just basically living under a rock. And it wasn't only just for time being, I think it was for like 3 to 4 months. So imagine that. And my another lame moment of being 21 is mostly just being broke. Just broke, no money, no job, no career. So that was a lame moment for me. And yeah, other things were okay. There were a lot of lame things too, but I think I just can't recall a lot. But that's all I can recall. Well, my lovely Scribers Squad, that alarm was just a time's up for the time of the Twisted 20s. I hope you enjoyed this time for the Twisted 20s video, my lovely Scribers Squad, and please be sure to comment down what it was like being 21 for you, and what else you like to see, and you like to see more on time for the Twisted 20s, and not just for time for the Twisted 20s, what also you love to see more on the channel. I really love for your feedback, and I hope to see you soon. It's bye for now, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye, my lovely Scribers Squad.